Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the series recaps, where we're going to recap every single Rangers series in 2024. This is series number 3 against the Houston Astros. This is a 4-game series, so we're going to try to do this really quick. Let's get right into game 1. So we have Bradford versus Brown, 2 young starters. Right here, bottom of the second, scoring already starts. Seager doubles in Josh Smith, and Semien moves over to third. White Langford singles, and he scores Semien. Seager moves over to third, and then El Bombi. You already know the Astros Slayer is going to show up against the Astros. He hits a home run, 5-0, early lead for the Rangers. Then we fast forward to the bottom of the fourth. Josh Smith, he's been playing really well. He hits a double, and he knocks in Jared Walsh. And Heim was also on base, so he moves over to third. 6-0 Texas. Now move to the bottom of the fifth. Adolis, of course, right here against the Astros again. He singles, he knocks home Semien, 7-0 after 5. Then we go to the 6th inning. Marcus Semien comes up. He hits a 3-run home run, 10-0 Rangers after 6 innings. Man, you love this. Great outing for Bradford. In the top of the 8th, Myers hits a 2-run home run, 10-2 Rangers, and that is the final for game 1. Just some quick highlights. Bradford, 7 2/3 pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run. That earned run was actually technically his, but Yuri gave up the 2-run home run. So it fell. One of those runs fell on Bradford because he gave up a hit before he came out. But 4 Ks, no walks. Great outing from Bradford. You love to see it. As I mentioned a second ago, Yuri Rodriguez came in. He got that last out there in the 8th inning, but he did suffer that home run. Yuri's been a little bit shaky. We'll see what they do whenever Lorenzen and some guys get healthy. I'd imagine Yuri's the odd man out in this pitching staff. Latz comes in for the 9th, and he does just fine. He walks a guy but strikes a guy out. 10-2 Rangers take game 1. Right on. Here we are, game 2. We have John Gray versus JP France. Let's dive right into it. Bottom of the second, Jonah Heim. He singles and knocks in Evan Carter. Then in the top of the third, Yanier Diaz reaches on a fielding error from Seager. This was a shaky inning from Gray to Seager. Seager kind of flubbed it, and then he didn't make the best throw over there. He still had a chance to get Diaz, slow-running Diaz, catcher, out at first, but misplayed ball, missed through it. So Houston actually scored 2 runs there. So they took a 2-1 lead. Seager was just kicking himself after that mistake. But bottom of the fourth, the Rangers come fighting back. Leote doubled and knocked in Jared Walsh. Really nice hustle play by Walsh to score all the way from first. On the throw, Leote got to go to third. So it was a double. An extra throw moved him over to third. 2-2, Rangers after 4. Fast forward to the 6th, and then we got Semien. He singles on a line drive to McCormick out there in the outfield. Tavares scores 2-3. Texas is up after 6. Then we go to the bottom of the 8th. Seager knocks in Tavares, and Semien is on base. He moves over to second. So 2-4 Texas, getting some insurance runs, which kind of feels like we're going to need some insurance runs this season, just with the way that the bullpen's kind of feeling right now. That same inning, bottom of the 8th, Langford follows up Seager. He hits a double off the wall. Semien scores. Seager goes to third. Rangers up 5-2. Then a wild pitch. Corey Seager scores. This is all off Presley. If you're familiar with Presley and the Rangers, he kind of owns the Rangers, really. He always has a lot of success against the Rangers, so it's really nice to see the Rangers putting up this kind of inning off a guy like Ryan Presley, who will now be the Astros setup guy. Adolis comes up, and of course, you can't really read a box score against the Astros unless Adolis Garcia is in it. So he singles and knocks in Langford. 7-2, Rangers win. A nice win in game 1, a nice win in game 2. John Gray was pretty shaky here. He only went 3 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. The runs were on the Seager error, but he still walked 3 guys. It's just too many walks for Gray. But Burke threw, Urena threw, Yates, Robertson, Spores, Leclerc. Spores we do need to touch on. He actually had to come out of the game, and he is on the IL. Shouldn't be any extended time on the IL, but he is on the IL, so that is going to hurt the bullpen a lot because Spores, say what you want about him, he's probably been one of our best bullpen arms. So Spores goes down. Shouldn't be long term, but a slew of guys got to throw this game, and they held up nicely. So this was an encouraging win for the Rangers. Up 2-0 in the series. Let's try to win this series tomorrow. Game 3, Sunday Night Baseball, ESPN. Let's go. Rangers up 2-0. Let's keep it rolling. Dunning versus Blanco. I was actually present at this game. The roof was open. What a vibe when the roof is open at the Globe. I just love it. Not really much to talk about here. Blanco was good. Also, I was at the game, like I mentioned. I couldn't really see in and out, but I had a lot of mentions from all of the people on Twitter saying that the zone was horrible. When I finally got to see most of the game on replay, yeah, the zone was awful. Just really unacceptable. He's taken the bat out of a lot of guys' hands. Not to discredit Blanco, he threw a great game. I mean, he's coming off of a no-hitter, so he's obviously a really good pitcher. He's found his form right now. Great story. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the story, but great story from Blanco. But whenever you're getting pitches called in the other batter's box, you're going to see some success. So that was kind of disheartening, taking the bat out of Langford's hands and whatnot. But let's get into the scoring. So Jordan's going to bite at some point, especially against the Rangers, and he did it. In the top of the third, he hits a 3-run home run, and the rest of the game was really quiet. Dunning went 6 2/3, gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, all off that home run. 3 walks, which is a little too much, and then 7 Ks. So, I mean, a nice night for Dunning aside from the home run and the walks. And then Grant Anderson came in, got a big strikeout. And then Latz came in. He was fine. Nobody hurt there. Yuri Rodriguez came in, and he was fine as well. Bottom of the ninth against Hader, who's been shaky. He's a lockdown guy when he comes in usually, but this year he's been shaky. I mean, his season ERA is 7.20, which for Hader is quite unheard of. But Foscue gets his first MLB base hit and his first MLB RBI. So 3-1 on the bottom of the ninth. And then Duran comes in for the pinch hit. And you kind of felt like something was going here. Unfortunately, Duran grounded out into a double play, and that was the final. 3-1. Blanco threw a really nice game. He went 6 innings pitched, only 1 base hit. Adolis Garcia up the middle. He walked 4 guys, so he walks a lot of guys, and he only had 4 Ks. And some of those were, I hate to be this way, but not Ks, really. They weren't. But he threw a nice game, not to discredit anything that he did. But Alvarez, you knew it was going to happen. He finally bit back. So the Astros take game 3, 3-1. The Rangers looking to win the series. You don't want to split the series after going up 2-0. So really got to win tomorrow night. The fourth and final game against the Houston Astros. We got the Oakland A's tomorrow, so stuff could be looking up, but let's dive in to game 4. So Valdez was the scheduled starter for this game, and then about midday, this is the eclipse day also, so everyone got to enjoy that eclipse. Pretty awesome to see. Really glad that the clouds kind of parted for us in my area. Got to see the eclipse. But I was on Twitter looking at everyone's photos, and then I see that Valdez got scratched. Looks like it's some elbow soreness. You really hope that it's not Tommy John. I mean, this year has been awful for starting pitching. Everyone's going down with Tommy John. You don't want to see Valdez go down. So, really hoping that nothing serious. It's just some soreness and he can work through it. But Blair Henley gets the start. Just last minute call up. I remember him at Texas. Shaky start from Heaney. Let's just get that out of the way. But Henley, even worse. It was to the point where like you felt bad for Henley. They said on the broadcast that he's from Fort Worth and he's a Rangers fan growing up. MLB debut. You never want to see it go down like this. He got 1 out. He walked 3 guys. He gave up 4 hits and 5 runs. Just brutal start for him. So he didn't even get out of the first. The Rangers are up 5-2. If you're a Rangers fan, you're thinking, all right, we won the series. 5-2 in the first. Like, this is huge. This is a great win. Oakland coming in town. We're hot. Let's keep it rolling. Well, Jordan Alvarez has something to say about that. He hits a 2-run bomb. And just like that, it's 5-4, Rangers up. Then in the top of the fourth, this guy named Jordan Alvarez says hello. He hits a double. It's 5-5. That same inning, Kyle Tucker You never get a break with this lineup, I swear. He hits a single and 2 runs score. 7-5 Houston, and they never really looked back. Top of the fifth, Caratini hits a home run, and that was the dagger. 10-5. And then after that, the Rangers didn't even threat. So the Rangers put up a 5 spot in the first inning, zeros the rest of the day. Hats off to the Astros. They have a guy. You have your ace going. He can't pitch because elbow soreness. So you call up a guy for his MLB debut. He can't even get out of the first inning. He gets 1 out, 5 runs, and you come back and win. This was a great performance from the Astros offensively and a really nice effort from their pen. Game 4 of a series, and you have Martinez, Scott, Belak, and Abreu come in and slam the door. 8 innings shutout baseball. You just tip your hat to that because, 5 runs in the first, you think the Rangers can win that game. But let's talk about Heaney's line. He went 3 2/3. He gave up 4 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. That home run to Jordan. Heaney needs to figure it out. And I made a tweet during the game that Urania probably needs to get a look as a starter at this point. Urania came in. He went 4 innings, and gave up 1 hit, no runs. He hasn't given up a run all year out of the pen. And he's been a starter in his career. I think I would not be surprised if Urania gets some starts, especially while we have all these games in a row with no days off. I will guarantee you that Urania gets a start, and if he doesn't, I would be shocked. Let's just touch on Burke. Comes in right after Heaney. I think he came in for the matchup. Bochy's all about matchups. He didn't record an out. He gave up 3 hits and an earned run, and then put in Anderson. He gets out of that inning, and then he struggled. He's the one that gave up the Caratini home run. And then Urania comes in and just 4 innings, 1 hit, 4 Ks, no earned runs, no nothing. So there's a conversation to be had about this starting pitching and this bullpen. We'll see what happens. Bochy's the mastermind. We all know he's the GOAT, so we're in good hands with Boch. But 10-5, Rangers fall to the Astros. We split the series. It's kind of devastating as a Rangers fan. You go up 2-0, you think that you'll win the series, but it's tough. We'll take it. We got Oakland coming up, and then we play Houston right here again. So we got Evo on the mound tomorrow, so we should be getting that bounce back win. Thank y'all for watching and listening. And remember, let's go Rangers.